I get a lot of comments from people who are worried about my cactus rotting because I've planted them straight in the ground. Like this and like this. And I know that it looks a little sus. I have semi-clay soil. There's no special mix. I don't have raised beds. Did I mention where I was? I'm in Sydney. We are a zone 4 Australian, which is equivalent to a zone 10 in the US. The climate here is very temperate. We have very mild winters, like now, humid summers that are still hot enough to dry things out. We are the second rainiest capital city in Australia behind Darwin. I can't believe that Brisbane gets less rain than us. On paper, it shouldn't work, but it does. This one, planted 6 months ago, not rotting. This one, I forgot when we planted this, a few months ago, not rotting. This one here, woolly blue, not rotting. Golden barrel just went in the other week. She's definitely not rotting. By the way, we're gonna call her Goldie Thorn. So thank you to Hales Moon 4659 for that suggestion. And also Bentley the Stenoceras virtually went in as a cutting, not rotting. So we'll go into why I think that's the case, and we're gonna plant a very special cactus together. And you're gonna see me not be worried about it, like I'll be fine, you'll be fine, and the cactus will be fine.
Just gonna rip it out. Where's my spade?
We're gonna plant this. This is the fire barrel, Ferocactus pilosus, that I found in, I didn't find anything. What am I talking about? This is the fire barrel that Tim bought from the Cactus and Succulent show. It's a wish list plant and we bought it from Rosa's garden. Oh, that bit of cardboard is annoying me. Yes, I know I need to fix my cardboard path. Ow! If you see bits of cardboard flying up, it's because the cardboard has been tearing up and I haven't yet gotten my act together and decided on a footpath. Ugh. So this video is less of a how-to and more of a why not? Why not plant a cactus in clay soil? I have to give a disclaimer, like do not plant in clay soil without considering your own climate and then come for me if your plants rot. I can only share my experiences. One method isn't going to translate perfectly across all climates. You're going to have to put the puzzle pieces together at your end. I started planting cactus in the ground at my last rental, although actually that was a raised bed situation sitting on top of the ground, so I don't know if that counts. It's so windy today and strong wind does something to the mic, so I'm sorry if that's happening. Bits of cardboard are flying everywhere. So, well, what was I saying? At the very least, I've started putting cactus in the ground for the last 6 months. This one here was the very first one that I planted, didn't amend the soil at all, and it's doing fine. So a couple of things that you should know is that I did a soil test when I first moved here. I'll link that video below, and it turns out that what I've got is sandy clay loam soil. So this is not clay soil, but I know people in Sydney who have planted their cactus in clay soil. I'll get to that in a minute. The other thing to note is that the whole entire back garden is on a slope. So the water is running down towards the house. Any cactus that I have close to the house, they're in pots. They're not in the ground because I'm smart. There have been about 2 cactus that I put in the ground that did rot, but I know exactly why they did. You just gotta know what to look out for. Is the thing. First up, we're gonna fix this little area and put the fire barrel here. Oh my God, this cardboard looks terrible at the moment. It is so old. I laid it down to kill off any weeds so that we could, create a path here. Some of you actually really like the look of it. I'm talking to you, Fab Dan. And look, in photographs, I don't mind the look either. It actually shows up really, really nicely on camera, but we do need to do something about it. I think I need to talk to someone at work about gravel or something like that. We haven't even really looked into it, if I'm being quite honest. Time has gotten away. Anyway, that's another video. Okay, so this spot here, I'm thinking that the fire barrel is gonna go here. So I'm gonna have to move these bronze delights. They need to be moved anyway because the Aptenia baby sunrose is kind of covering them, which means that they're not stressing up and coloring up like I need them to. And it's winter, this is their time to shine. I know this plant, I know it's gonna color up really beautifully. That's the potential, but this is what's happening with the majority of the rosettes. And I don't like that. I am in such a love-hate relationship with with this Septenia baby sunrose. Some days it's looking pretty ratty, and other days I'm like, let's just give it a chance and let it grow. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick with it because I think it's going to look beautiful when it covers like a really massive area. And in the spring and summertime, it'll get these really gorgeous pink flowers. So I'm gonna move all of this down here. I might leave that, I'm not too sure. I don't think I love the Desert Flame variety as much as I love the Kate's Orange. And I think I'm gonna order more of the Chrysocephalum Kate's Orange and replace it. I'm sorry, the leaves of the Desert Flame, they're just not doing it for me. And I need to tidy up the weeds because that's gross. Where's my spade? Seriously, where did I put it? Oops, oh my God. Some of these are still cut. No, they're growing roots. Can you see that? No, some of these have not taken. Wow, look at that. I think that's rot. Oh, see that? That's rot. That's rot. I often find that the softer succulents will rot way easier than the cactus. Okay, how's this going? It's not great, but look at how resilient these plants are. Probably hasn't developed the most robust root system. I mean, that's pretty much it there. It's not the worst. Okay, so we're gonna plant cactus here. Look, see, this is it's not clumping together. It's not compacted. All right, let's tackle this Aptenia. Trying to find where the base of the plant is. Do I need the fork? Yeah, probably. Soil is so nice and soft. Such a huge difference from when we first moved in. Oh, I'm gonna have to move the rock. I'm just ripping it out. I think it's gonna be fine. Holy crap. Look at that. Wow, this soil is so soft. We've come a long way in 6 months. I'm actually quite proud of myself. Where am I gonna put this? I don't know where to put this. Just gonna dump it there for now. Oh, there's worms. Sorry. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. This is some soil that I saved from when we dug up the golden barrel. We amended this soil with coarse sand so that the root ball was at least surrounded by soil that had drainage. And that's really all the amendments that we've been making so far. I haven't done this with every single cactus. I actually only started doing it with the Aluaudia procera, which is not a cactus, but you know what I mean. This one here, what do you call this? This lanata, we call it Lana, didn't amend with anything special. Backfilled it with the same soil that I dug out. And that was the case for a lot of the cactus that we planted in the summer. The only reason why I started getting a little bit cautious is because we had so much rain in the autumn. So I was like, I should probably be amending, but it's fine. I'm gonna do this like a smidge more towards the textbook cases and further amend this backfill soil with zeolite and pumice. And 1 to 7 pumice. So that's quite gritty. All right, here we go. Which way is the front? That's the front of the cactus. Yes. I could also use this mix here, but I've made the other mix, so. Okay, I am removing the white pebble. Can you see that? I think I've dug the hole a bit too big, but that's okay. Ooh, is that where I want it to sit? Did I explain to you the soil? My brain is all over the place. I'm sure you figured it out by now. So dig a hole, backfill it with amended soil, something that's gonna drain really well. Think gritty. Plant the cactus up as you would if you were potting it in a pot. That way, the young plant, even though a cactus of this size is, you know what I mean, will have some cushioning for its roots and it'll grow and develop the roots in that medium. By the time the roots hit the clay soil, it will have already matured and established, found its ground, and it's gonna be able to withstand the clay soil. Withstand is not the right word. The roots will adapt to the clay soil. Someone in the comments will know the word that I'm looking for. We went to go pick up more plants at Rose's garden and she does this. This is how she plants her cactus in the ground. And she's got full clay soil out where she is. Now this isn't going to work for every type of plant, but for the majority of cactus, it's gonna work in Sydney's soil fine. And euphorbia as well. Like, f it, I'll throw it in there. I remember one of my design tutors saying this as well, that plants that don't normally thrive in clay soil, if you amend the soil that you transplant them in, by the time they are mature and are established, their roots are gonna be able to withstand the clay. Not withstand, what was the word that I picked? Tolerate, no. Adapt to. Adapt to? I think I'm gonna move it further up the hill, like here. Yeah. Yes. You know what I'm gonna do that's gonna be a little bit fun? I'm gonna try and recreate this photo here. It's not a direct recreate, but it'll be like a little homage. I think only those of you in the US don't, homage? I think that's how we say it here. I'm gonna pay homage to the original fire barrel that we saw at Cactus Country. You see the agave that's in the background here, we have its pup, its direct descendant. So I'm gonna plant that next to the fire barrel. I freaking love getting sentimental about plants like this. I love like honoring like plants that honor certain memories. If you don't know our story behind the fire barrel, it's basically our #1 dream plant. We fell in love with it when we went to Cactus Country. Seeing this sitting in soil here right now in my backyard is like the best day of my life. Is that how it was before? I've got no idea. Ow! I don't think that's how it was, but does it look better? Actually, I think the rock was the other way around, but you know what? It doesn't matter because there's a whole new plant here. I'm not too sure about that rock. And this is the Cactus Country agave. Maybe the agave can go there, up here, or do I go there? No, there's something I like about it being fairly close by. Yeah. Wait. I have an idea. I'm gonna plant first and explain later because I'm in a bit of a flow. Yes. What the heck? Oh, this is, come on. Ooh. Oh my God, this is stuck in there. Why? Oh, this must be so root bound. Oh, I don't have time for this, come on. Ugh. Oh my God, get out. It's not budging. No, it's not freaking budging. I'm letting it soak. So I'm gonna leave it to do that and I'm gonna have lunch because I'm getting hungry. See you in like, I don't know, 20 minutes. Okay, that was much longer than 20 minutes, but I also had coffee and ice cream. My favorite ice cream is the Connoisseur's matcha and white choc. I will demolish half a bucket in one sitting. That's not true. All right, let's see what happened to this agave. It'll still be fine, guys. Come on, yes! Look at how root bound that is. Oh, you're gonna be so happy to be set free. This is so old school, look at this. I'm just gonna cut off more roots while I'm here. Agaves will grow their roots back in 2 seconds, don't you worry. What I wanted to point out was this. These are the old pot filters I used to use. I don't use these anymore. I just use a bit of fly screen mesh these days, if anything. Arguably, I could chop off a little bit more of this. So I'm gonna do it. It's winter, but like these are so resilient, it's not gonna die. I won't cut off all of its roots. I won't plant it as a cutting, but you know, I could probably, oh, you know what, it's even just deciding for itself virtually. I'm gonna shed these roots. So that's what I'm planting in the ground. Why are you so far away? Oh, stop. That looks so good. Look at this mess. This is what I want. Weeds and sedums. Yes. I need one more rosette. No. All right, oh my God. We're fine. I think we just need to dig a hole. Where's my spade? By the way, Aptenia baby sunrose, it can go in any soil, any. I'm just gonna put the base of the plant in. Now this is gonna look really crappy for a little bit. Because I'm really lazy, I'm just gonna stick all of the roots in a hole, like the base of the plant in a hole, and then hope for the best. It needs just a couple of weeks of being in the sun, and then it'll start to look good again. I promise you. Oh boy. Oh, this looks so bad. Okay, whatever. I don't have time. I'm not sure how to fix this without being out here all day. I think it'll be fine. It just needs a hot minute. Okay. Do I need to say more? I'm sure you can see the vision that is unfolding here. Does an artist need to explain themselves? In the words of the great Taylor Allison Swift, there will be no explanation, only reputation. You know what I will explain though? I'll explain these dwarf chalk sticks. These are not looking great. I just pulled them from a neglected pot. Just give them a minute and I'm sure they will fluff out. I mean, look at how these have turned out. These ones too, like they've pretty much grown in the blink of an eye. And you know what? Senecio chalk sticks are winter growers. They'll probably go dormant right in the thick of the cold. We've got pretty mild winters here, so I'm just hoping for the best for them. I will also say that the Chrysocephalum Desert Flame, it's looking really messy since I moved it around. So you know what? I didn't so much dig it out as rip it out. Anyway, it's done. That is already so much better. I'm gonna get rid of this scaevola as well. Scaevola, however you want to say it. It's just not doing it for me in this spot. And I want winter blooms, man, not just summer blooms. Very good weed suppressant though, look at that. Kind of, there's one there. I'll tell you what, it's gotten rid of most of it though. Hey, check these out. A lot of these have started coloring up already. You want to know a fun fact? Fire barrel's botanical name is Ferocactus pilosus. Do you know what pilosus means in Latin? It means hairy. Don't say I don't teach you anything. You'll see cacti planted in the ground all over Sydney, especially in spots where the soil is a little bit of a heavier clay. And they're fine. Honestly, that alone should tell you that it's possible. Now, at the start of this video, I mentioned a couple of times where things didn't go so well. This is a Perodia magnifica. We call it Lion King because all the pups around it look like a mane. It's very regal, it's very cute, but honestly, it didn't look so great just before we put it in the ground. When we moved it from the old garden, I didn't pot it up properly. A whole bunch of roots were just exposed and they were hanging out of the pot like all summer, and it got these brown spots all over it before it even touched the new soil. The second one was a group of Old Man of the Mountain cacti. I kept them in a pot that barely saw any sun and it hardly got watered as well. They were very leggy and shriveled up by the time I planted them, and then the skies opened up and we got weeks of torrential rain, and that was the end of them. But look at everything else. Here's the thing, if a cactus is healthy when it goes in the ground and you backfill the hole with a mix that drains really well, I think it's going to be fine. Again, let me remind you that I am in Sydney, Australia, Zone 4AU, Zone 10 US. I'm not suggesting that it's fine to put cactus in the ground in Norway. Okay? I'm saying that right here in our little corner of the world, I don't let clay scare me too much and I don't let rain scare me too much. And it works. And if you think you might be in a similar climate, either one of those things doesn't necessarily have to be a death sentence so long as your cactus is healthy and you're keeping an eye on drainage. What you could do is find a cactus that you're not super attached to and just test it out. The worst case is that you learn something. And the best case is that you've got a thriving cactus defying all of the odds. All right, that's it for me today. I've got to go to work and try and keep all of the plants there alive. Have a good week. If you're in Sydney, stay dry because it's supposed to rain a lot.